Hey everyone, welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is the first episode of a new series. Torment is a science fantasy RPG. It's the spiritual successor of Planescape Torment, which is one of my favorite games from the 90s. It's based on a pen and paper game called Monte Numenera. And although I've never played that game, I have read a little bit about it. So I'm a little bit familiar with the setting, and I'm really excited to play this because of that. I don't know anything else about it, so let's go ahead and get started. And we will be male.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you. Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
Okay, let's
A white-pink fleshy cocoon surrounds you. Even as you look, a minor rent in its side tears open, and the howling wind forces its way inside. The cocoon rips away, gone before you can grab it, spinning you into a dizzying tumble. You are falling, the world many kilometers beneath you. You catch a glimpse of a curved horizon, and also the ground beneath you that is approaching deceptively quickly. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in upon itself. A corona of acid green and black energy playing around its edges.
Whoa.
The wind buffets you and burns your eyes, but you don't need to see the details of the faraway ground to know you're in serious trouble. You won't survive a fall from this stratospheric height. A part of your frantic mind babbles that technically you probably fell from a thermospheric height. You struggle to stay focused as the ground rushes toward you.
Okay, let us try to slow down, I guess.
Instinctively, you spread your arms and legs, and they respond sluggishly. You stop tumbling head over heels. Though you are still spinning laterally, that motion has calmed as well, and you have space to assess your situation, and perhaps to understand the predicament and the body in which you find yourself. Below you, you see a large landmass. A massive ocean dominates the rest of the visible globe, dotted here and there with island chains. Small moons, unusual structures, and strange machines rush past you in glittering profusion as you plummet toward the ground.
Okay, let's hope we have a parachute or something.
From what you can see of your outstretched figure, you're wearing a black, body-hugging suit of some sort. Your skin is light brown, and you seem to have 5 fingers on each hand. A good set of muscles helps control your fall. Not bulky, but well-toned. But you can't examine yourself too closely without losing the little stability you've gained in the fall.
Let's try to remember what happened.
You close your eyes and recall, over the wind roaring in your eyes, you were being hunted. The feeling of violation in a place that should have been a sanctuary. Your memory is of a shadowy figure of acid and hate, something that sought to destroy you utterly. But the emotions attached to this you are not yours, the feelings those of a spectator. But who ran with your legs? Whose adrenaline poured through your veins? You remember reaching an escape tube, and you remember being struck by a tendril of force, and then the fall. The fall. You open your eyes in time to see a riot of color around you, your descent barely slowed, and then agony flares throughout your body as a crunching impact destroys you. The last thing you hear is a rapidly cycling whine of energy, and then darkness.
Okay. So, okay. So we didn't die. Or maybe that was all just a dream. Okay. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled, yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons wasted. You trace your fingers over the slippery overlapping scales that spiral from the bottom of the bowl. A sharp-toothed rim plucks at your skin. It's going to be tricky to move the bowl without slicing your fingers on the edge. You might have to put some effort into it. Reflected light streaks across the surface of the bowl as another droplet falls from the ceiling. Okay, you encountered your first task. 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use blank to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail the task, and Torment failure results in interesting outcomes. Okay, so we've got 5 might points, and we can spend up to 2 of them to get 100%. Let's try just doing it with no extra effort. And we succeed. Carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth on the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over the glowing pool of fallen light. Rather. Okay, now we're catching the light. Oh, so now maybe we can see further. Drop by drop, the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. Clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows, and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. So maybe we did actually fall, and this is a dream. Hello, are you live down there? We're up here. Build a path and be careful. Okay. Scroll around. Look at our settings here real quick. Controls. Okay, good. So we can use the arrow keys or WASD to pan around. Okay. Also, I tweaked the settings somewhat during the intro because that voiceover was really hard to hear. So let's tweak this back down since I'm going to be narrating now. I haven't played this before past like the very, very beginning when I was testing, and I don't know, hopefully that'll work. Okay, so, yeah, we can scan around. That's kind of cool looking. There's not much else to see here, so now let's quickly look at what we've got. Character abilities. I have a hide ability. Okay. I am the Last Castoff. Okay, so we've got an inventory. We have equipment, backpack, quest items, ciphers. So these are ciphers. I don't know exactly what they are. Maybe we'll find some more out about that. This is backpack. So that's for this character. Equipment, what we've got equipped. I don't know what these bonded slots are, but that's interesting. Fetals, which look like temporary conditions that affect character stats and actions. These are like buffs and debuffs, I guess. Base stats, attack. These guys here, max effort. So that shows you how many of these points we can spend. These show how many of each we've got. Edge represents your innate talent with this particular stat pool. Each point of edge reduces the total cost of activating an ability and spending effort by 1 point. This can lead to abilities being free to activate at free levels of effort. That's cool. So we definitely want edge. And then we are tier 1. I guess this is our level. Steps towards next tier. Okay, so you've got tiers and steps. Interesting. Okay, so not much else there. Character sheet, we don't have any. Quests, we don't have any. Codex. Okay. Okay, cool. No, we were going here. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell, a bubble of stale air, your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves, but this body is an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered with knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes he can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that's hardly your concern. The mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. So we can deceive him, we can threaten him, or we can cast a spell to fix the device ourselves. I don't see myself as a spellcaster. I don't like threatening. I don't like deceiving either, but that seems like the least bad of the three options. Your words echo clearly, and he looks up surprised. As you cut through his indecisive daze, he grimaces and says, "All right, we'll be through the door before they catch up." His fingers make minute adjustments to the knobs and blinking levers of the device, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies here. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact you needed to complete something. It hovers above the pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. Let's disable the alarm. You focus on the cloudy base of the pedestal. Your fingers instinctively find the control panel for the jeweled force field, almost as if you had built it in the first place. You remove it, casting it to the side, and you reach inside to deactivate the crystals that power both the pulse and the pedestal. As you remove them, a scaly hand falls on your shoulder. Your head whips around and you see only the inky blackness of a Piscean eye. Memory begins to fade as if you were drawn backwards through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into that gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. Yeah, the writing's really good. It's kind of, it's a little literary. What are these? The light around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. No sign or symbol tells you what might be beyond this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronzed, segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems to have frozen in place. Yes, I can't do anything there. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of the door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. Okay. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were desperately, this seems like the right place. "I don't know about this," the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. "What makes this place more secure than any of the others we've found?" Okay, so we can draw her attention to details our more experienced eye can see. We can charm Use charm to persuade her of the merits of the site. Convince her of the wisdom of your superior intellect. Yeah, let's just make a logical argument. You shade your eyes against the bright sun so that you can point out the thin bands radiating out from the metallic disc, how the energy from those bands affect the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. Is it geologically sound? Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up on your resonance scans? She waits for your affirmation and says, "Alright, I'm convinced." The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau and examine the open ground. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to the task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Okay. So I can use the Numenera integrated in the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. I actually don't know what Numenera is, so examine the construct for mechanical faults or look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disc itself. Yeah, let's see if it's the environment that's doing it. A mist falls onto the plateau as you wrap a fiber shielding mesh around the construct's skull. The mesh powers up, protecting the construct's mind from any transdimensional emissions that might be in the area. Taking a deep breath, you repeat your command. Acknowledged. It obediently trundles to the site of your new shelter. I will say that in these, I don't know if these are flashbacks or dreams or what, but I am significantly more accomplished and knowledgeable than I am I am. The image freezes, then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind, block by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, and reclaiming your memories hurts. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond the room can sense what you're doing and is hunting you. Yeah, no pressure. So there might be some sort of time constraints here. Okay, let's see. This is kind of a cool area. I am not in any way clear what's going on, though. A vision of a city springs up around you, your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen a way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor, and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away, she's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. Let us trade blows with the giant, duck under the giant's swing and attack the figure. Attack before he can strike, or fight defensively and figure out who presents the greater threat. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. The memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of his companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and wavers around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, your best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting her turn to attack you, unable to bring her weapon to bear until he's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes rove behind you, her focus on your ward. She's certainly not expecting you to dive between the giant's legs and come up inside her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time, and you drive your dagger up under her chin. You catch her before her deadly blade drops onto you and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant, and he topples, bisected. Ouch. The immediate threat ended, you focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. Let us crack the door open and sneak past them. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly, the sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the blood-stained hall. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. The tremor rocks the floor beneath you as if a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. Okay. So I'm guessing these questions are like character creation. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the old Ultima series, where it would go and ask you like these it was almost like moral questions, like would you choose a valor option or an honor option, and based on your choices then it would go and choose like your character class or something. But yeah, it's an interesting way to do character creation. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs, and the choices you made shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. Okay, moving cautiously through the crowd, one with clever eyes, one observing the others, moving stealthily through the crowd. Let's point at the one that's observing all the others. Sidling around the edge of the unruly crowd, the doppelganger cautions you to silence with a finger at its lips. Together you scan the room and its inhabitants, noting every potential hazard and hearing every drip of strange liquid in the depths beneath your feet. Quietly, the doppelganger waits for your decision. Yes, this is who I am, or I want to consider the other choices. Sure. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face reflects confidence and cleverness. Shadows of weapons flicker in and out of its hand, and a few devices shimmer on its belt. You get the feeling you, would be comfortable in a variety of situations. The word Jack sounds in your mind. Gain descriptor, observant. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms beneath the walls, behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds like a bell if bells could rot. Something is coming. A mirror fades, leaving a dark open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Okay, character creation. Choices in the memories and the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. Okay, so what do we have here? So here are our stats that we already saw. Here's our skills. Okay, interesting. I'm assuming there's more than 4 skills. Character type, abilities unlocked, and features. It looks like these are the steps we'll be taking. So, let's look at our character type. We've got 3 choices here. I know a little bit about these. Glaives are the elite warriors of the 9th world. And nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches by the people of the 9th world. Jacks are intrepid explorers and adventurers. I think I'm going to go with this one. They are jacks of all trades, hence the name. Although the word here harkens back to fables involving a wily resourceful hero who always seems to be named Jack. Jacks are at their best when they combine weapons, armor, esoteries, ciphers, and a clever tongue. They are treasure hunters, grifters, scalds, rogues, and experts in a variety of fields. That works for me. Flex skill. Choose one exploration lore or conversation skill, plus one training level in that skill while active. Okay, that's cool. That kind of sounds like we can use this to buff one of our skills, and then we can change that as needed. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Features. Let's see. What would glaives have? So they get bonuses to might and speed, and 2 bonus points to put anywhere else. They get 5 and 7 health. They get weapon skills. Okay. Nanos. Yeah, they get intellect. They get, it looks like they get less health. Yeah, they actually don't get any bonus health at first level, and they only get 5, where the glaive was getting 5 and 7. Gains 2 abilities. Okay. So they get more spells, I guess. And they can pick lore skills at tier 1, where he can pick an athletic skill at tier 1, and a weapon skill at each tier. So compared to that, the jacks get 4 points, so they don't get any bonus points, but they are more flexible. Plus 3 health at tier 1 and 6. So his health is kind of in between the nano and the jack. Gain 2 abilities at tier 1, gain an additional ability at each later tier, and he gets an exploration skill at each tier. Okay, that'll work. Next. Stat pools. Yeah, we already did this. So here we're choosing our stats. Might represents the character's physical strength and resilience. Also raises health. Speed represents the character's dexterity and reaction times. Every 2 points increases evasion, which is no explanation. And intellect represents the character's mental prowess, willpower, and personality. Every 2 points increase willpower by 5%. I'm not sure what that is either. Okay, so at least to start out here, let's be a little bit on the smart side. So we'll put 2 points there, and then we'll put 1 on the others. So we're pretty balanced, but a little bit on the smart side. Abilities unlocked by your type can be unique actions or unique passive effects. Okay. So we can get trained without armor, which gives us bonus evasion and willpower when we're wearing no or light armor. Sucker punch. It's an attack that deals weapon damage plus 3. If the target has a debuff, confer dazed for 1 round. Practiced in armor. Gain 3 speed armor cost reduction, 3 might armor reduction cost. So apparently heavier armor will give us speed and might reductions, and this reduces them. Hedge magic. Automatically succeed on the next quick fingers or smashing task. That could be useful. An infused weapon. Choose a damage type and then make a weapon attack. Deal weapon damage of the chosen type along with the bonus effects based on type. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I see. And then, okay, so these 2 are passive, so they just always work. These have a cost, so that one costs 1 might. This costs 2 intellect, this costs 1 intellect. Let's go ahead and take trained without armor, because I'm not planning on wearing a lot of heavy armor. And let's do infused weapon. This sounds kind of cool. If there are enemies with certain type vulnerabilities, we can take advantage of it. And since we're observant, maybe that'll let us see weaknesses or whatever. Anyway, most skills increase your chance of success on specific kind of actions. Each skill starts with the 2 black novice skills. Can go to trained and specialized. The 2 red is inability. Ah, okay, so we had these 4 skills. These show an inability. So we're not good with heavy weapons, which isn't a problem, but we're not good at running. Bonus movement. Okay, well, let's see. Exploration skills provide benefits. Okay, how many of these do we get? Okay, we get anamnesis. Accessing memories of previous consciousness. Get safer use. Endurance, initiative, more machinery. Oh, that's cool. More natural. Persuasion is always handy. Stealth might be good. Concentration. Mitigates penalties for equipped bonded artifacts. Okay. Deception, which is lying. Healing, which lets us heal. Obviously, intimidation. Mystical lore. Academic knowledge of sciences that are not exactly physical or natural, including strange or transdimensional creatures. Perception. There's things that other people miss. Quick fingers. Fine motor control and the ability to manipulate delicate devices. That could be cool. Smashing. The finely honed ability to break things. Okay. I kind of like persuasion. Oh, well, that's right. We got a bonus exploration skill, so I guess that's this. Okay, so we're going to be skilled in concentration, which lets us have bonded artifacts, persuasion, and perception. Weapon skill. Only glaives receive training in weapon skills. That's too bad. Although you chose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have a choice to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants, can examine the effects of other descriptors, and choose a new one. Okay. So we have... What do we have? We have observation, right? Observant. Which is +1 training level in perception and concentration, but -1 in running. That's why we have -1 in running. Let's see. Cautious. Gives us a minus in initiative, but plus on perception is stealth. Minus 15% willpower, -1 intellect. Clever is kind of cool. It gives you bonus intellect. I'm not crazy about losing a point in the 2 lore skills, because those seem like things we might want to do. I wonder if we can actually level up these guys that we have 2 reds in. I hope so. Okay. Graceful, intelligent, which is a possibility. Ooh, learned. But -1 in persuasion. That's rough. Mechanical. I'm tempted with this one. I like lore machinery. But you know what? I'm tempted. We picked this one from our choices, so let's go ahead and go with that. We'll be a little bit slow, but maybe we can make that up later on. Are you sure you wish to proceed? This is your last chance. Okay. I did not see an option on there to change my name, so I guess I'm just going to be the Last Castoff. Okay. Let's see what we have going on here. I cannot scroll. Everything about the spectral figure seems dreamlike. He is a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you've got a whole lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out there and finish the process. It shouldn't be too hard. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you. I'm a part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you with the memories of the others who were here. I don't know what happened next. Who are these other people? That's what they are. As I said, in your mind, you find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you shared some sort of psychic connection. I don't know why, it just happens. You said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? After you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it, and just climb inside that and everything will be fine. What do you mean attune to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. What's a resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set to the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes into the real world, it should be nearby. Okay. And I felt like something was hunting me. He closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's our death. It's the sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. Okay, if this plays my mind, why don't I remember any of this? It's your mind. A construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, store your true self. Wait, you know how people say, in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You know better, since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later. And how do you know all this? He throws his hands up in frustration. I'm just a part of you. I look at you and I know. This place was made for you, for us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your questions, but that's all. So how do I get back? There's a portal down there. It can take you back to your body. Just step through it, and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arms. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What the hell's is that? Oh. Okay. Gods, it's the sorrow. Oh, look, the little blue guy was trying to escape. Okay. Oh, and he speared these other 3 guys. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will erase us forever. Crisis initiated. Kill the reflections anchoring the sorrow to your mind. Okay. Crisis begins when you enter into a dangerous situation. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Each turn you can take one attack action, or I guess that's attack action, or activate an ability. You can also make one move action. Reflection near you, kill it. You'll loosen the sorrow's anchor. Okay. Click to attack an enemy or move to a position. Try clicking the highlighted character now. Okay, so this guy. Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chance to hit. As with other tasks, each level of effort increases your chance by 20%, cost of 1 point. Unarmed attacks may use speed, but other weapons and abilities you might use weight or intellect instead. Okay. So this will also do bonus damage. Oh, I only do 1 damage with no effort. Okay, I'll go and use max effort. Sorry about that. What in the... It's escaping. It's gonna hide inside your mind. That's probably not good. Now run and get to the next one. Okay, so we go to that guy. You can sacrifice your attack action for the turn to double move instead of attacking. Movement preview line turns purple when over a position that requires a double move. thought it was showing. Yeah, it is. It's showing like a little... Okay, but we need to get over here, so we'll just... Yeah, it's showing how far you can go. What the heck is that? A sorrow fragment. Ooh. Okay. Okay, let's see, could we use an infused weapon? We don't actually have a weapon, I don't think. Okay, I guess we're just doing another unarmed attack. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, I guess that might be my armor. Or maybe that's the enemy's armor. I don't know. You've already used your attack action for the turn and will need to wait until the next turn to deal with another reflection, but you can go ahead. Okay, the Sorrow's turn. Sorrow infection. What's it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Fettles or temporary conditions or status effects. Okay. Okay, so I see it's got like a little green arrow now. What is this? Oh, this guy's got armor. Yeah, I can't do any damage to this guy. The armor stat reduces physical damage. The Fettle, the Sorrow placed on this character has boosted its armor by 10. Okay. Skist. The reflection is protected somehow. You need to find a way to hit it even harder. Grab that piece of mirror glass. It might have enough residual energy to kill the reflection. That piece of mirror glass. Pick up blue, click it. So, come over here, click the thing. To activate an item, left click on the item's icon in the bar above your portrait, and then click on the character you want to target. So, shimmering glass. Okay, and then this guy. 100%, huh? Okay. And I gained 40 XP and I healed something too. You pried it loose. That thing is a cancer and infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. He holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us in here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the Sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shimmering dome. There, go now. Ah, okay. So this is to the real world again, huh? Make sure there's nothing we're leaving behind. Can we pick up any more of this glass? Does not look like it. Okay. Oh, and it looks like when we healed, we got our speed back. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we've got our character. Let's double check. Last Castoff. What is this? Legacy Idealist. Huh. That was not there before. Okay. Now we've actually got some codex entries now. We can read about the Sorrow and the Labyrinth. Okay. And we do actually... Did we have this before? A wit-crafted suit. Gives us 1 armor, 1 resistance. Okay. Yeah, that seems like a... So we've got our character created. We have fought off the sorrow. And we are about to leave into the real world. So that seems like a good place to stop for now. Anyway, yeah, I'm really excited to play this game and to finally get started. Hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, let's see where this goes from now on. Anyway, take care. See you soon.